Okay, that was Philippi. We got some good captures, so now we'll go straight into Newport News. This shouldn't take too long. It's Loomis and Walton that I get. I always forget which units they are. But due to my bonus politics, I get a career point, I get 3 reputation, I get 3,000 men, and 48,000 bucks. First thing we will do is save. And what to do with the career point? Yeah, the the obvious thing is politics. Just because, for those who don't know, politics gives you both money and troops, and especially on legendary, you desperately need the troops, and so you end up getting politics is pretty much the first thing you get. I am going to consider some army organization. I've only got 1 point right now. Getting 4 brigades per division is important, but it's not important right now. And I did, in fact, lose my division commander here, which is disappointing. And all I have available is 4 colonels, who are really expensive. Okay. Wow. All right. And we're going to need to create another division here because we're going to need to move this artillery out. If you look at the battle... Oh no, distress call is next. Why was it? Oh, because I was thinking Confederates. Yeah, distress call is next. Let's take a look at what we've got. Means we have to read. So I can bring 8 brigades to distress call. So I am gonna have to create another division. So let's do that now. It's $1,000 bucks. Force is better. Yeah, it's $1,000 bucks. I'm curious, was Milroy one of those options? Yeah, he's the next one up. He's the next cheapest colonel. Alright. So that was going to be 42,000. Armory wise, this is what we've got. No artillery. What did I inherit? 6-pounders and 10-pound ordnances. So I think what I'd like to do is at least get these guys up to 1,000 men. Sweet. 2,000 palmettos. Yeah. So either I go with rookies to fill these guys out, if I swap in palmettos, the palmettos I have.
Sir, yes, sir!
Oh hey, let's see what my... Infantry and trainer. Yeah, that's not terrible. I can live with that. I'd rather have movement or supplies, but it's workable for now. The trainer might turn out to be beneficial long term. Getting these guys more experience. He got morale. That's disappointing. In fact, that's so disappointing, I might actually want to swap this guy out. An artillery unit with morale is next to useless. Not when the choice is an additional 50% ammunition. But I've got 4 brigades in this division, and my divisions are currently 3 brigades. So if I move him now, I'll lose that slot. So I don't want to do that, but I will need to. I wonder. Honestly, I really should get rid of these guys too, even though they're really experienced. And the reason is, when they change things, check out the stamina now. Your troops get plus 10% speed if you choose stamina, so stamina is even more overpowered now, and almost required in terms of being able to maneuver quickly on the battlefield. But again, I can't get rid of that guy. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna reload. I'm gonna consider a point in AO here because I might be able to bring all 8 brigades. Let me think about this for a second. I can bring 7 if I don't get that point in AO. I can bring 8, which means if I'm careful, I can set these guys up so they can combine into super brigades immediately. And that'll make them strong and resilient. And it also means that I can swap these guys out without worrying about it. We're going to create a new division and replace this division commander. Still tempted to do politics, but AO would get me 1 more brigade if I can somehow squeak a way out to create that brigade. If I created 2 infantry brigades that were only 500 or 600 men. I don't have any artillery. I could create either a skirmisher or cavalry brigade. I could create a small melee cavalry brigade. I don't know that that would do me a whole lot of good in distress call, but it'd be worth a try. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So that'd give me 8, so... Lieutenant colonels, okay. So relatively cheap. That's 1,000 men right there. Options. Not good. Yeah, I can pay 8,000 or I can pay 22,000. So if it's 8,000, and it's going to be more for the next one. give these guys the palmettos I've captured. Or even buy them Lorenz's. Let's see if the math on this works out. I buy these guys Lorenz's. I build a new infantry brigade here for even cheaper. Build another new infantry brigade here. A little bit more expensive. Oh no, but I wanted to disband Loomis. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know that I can I can lose Loomis. He's too good. Yeah, maybe before the next fight. So in that case, ugh. Reload. It'd be nice to have a reset button here. I guess reloading is a reset button, but it'd be nice to be able to back out your changes. Yeah, I'm still torn on that. If I'm very careful, I can disband Loomis without causing a problem, but I gotta be very careful. If I equip Walton with Lorenz's, 13,000, and then create another infantry brigade with 1,000 men, pretty much right away, and for relatively cheap. And then create another infantry brigade, arm them with palmettos, and they will be relatively cheap. Me with 1,000 men. If I then shell out for another infantry brigade, this time straight with Springfield, it's going to be 12,000. And that will use every man I've got available. So I probably don't want to do that. But I need a unit to fill that hole, and so I can swap these guys out without losing my extra slot. We need to disband Scales, and rebuilding we need to disband Loomis and rebuild him. So if I swap more up, Davies up, yeah, then we can get rid of these guys. Disband. And I'm actually really curious. So this is 1,000 men. 10, 8, 10, 11, or 10, 8, 10, 11, 10. Do those numbers increase when I disband Loomis? Well, I'm going to specifically save it right here just to test this out. Test. Alright, so disband Loomis. 1548. It does. Look at that. It increases the average recruit capabilities. It's possible that this is a bug, because if I was now to pull these men into a brigade, they would be significantly better. than your average brigade. Look at that. Wow, that is interesting. That is really interesting. It's possible that that's an exploit. But I don't think so, because it's clearly merging those recruits into the recruit pool. Which may mean if I wanted to keep Loomis's unit but swap him out, what I should be doing is getting this number down to 0, and then rebuilding him with the 548 men he has now, and they would retain all of their experience because they would go into the pool and they would be the only thing in the pool, which is sort of fascinating. I didn't realize you could do this. This is interesting. So these guys are also veterans. The thing is, the only way I can get it down to 0 would be to create another 1,000 man unit, which I could certainly do. But that would leave me with only 5 guns for scales, and these guys still need replacements. Yeah, he's 20. Woods is 24 guys down, and Scales is 3 guys down, but he's also a gun down. And I want to put a few more troops into Walton and Loomis without completely causing them a problem. So let's actually, I might be able to do that now. Oh, but I still need to disband this guy. Yeah, I don't really see any way around it. So we'll disband him. Okay. And while we're at it, we might as well disband these guys to make the pool better. And then we'll recreate Loomis's brigade with 1,000 men and skills. Yeah, this can't be right. And look at that. He got an extra point too. And the 520 recruits I have left are all still good. Yeah, this has got to be an exploit, but I'm gonna use it to make those guys better. Let's see. So ideally, we'd have one more unit. Either that, or I could beef up Walton. Walton already has Lorenthas. These guys have Springfield. These guys have Palmettos. Loomis has Springfields. Can we buy 1,000 Springfields to trigger this switch? Yeah, we can. So I'm gonna buy 1,000 Springfields, and then going to place these guys as Palmettos with Springfields.
Yes, sir.
Give Loomis the Palmettos. Go. He gets stamina. These guys get ammo. And we have 520 recruits who are pretty good. Even as rookies. Could bump Walton up to 810. we've got 1,000 Springfields, so we can pad these 2 units. Or we could create another unit with 502 men. So what we should do is swap these 2 guys. Oh, no, I messed it up. Damn it. Load. Alright, so let's do the armory swap. Buy 1,000 Springfields. Give these guys those Springfields. Which, now that I think about it, I could have just bought them on that unit. Disband this unit. Disband Scales. We recreate Loomis with Springfields. No, with Palmettos. Scales. It's 10-pounders.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that those numbers work out for them. Yeah. And now we've got 10,000 bucks. 9,000. I need to create another unit here in order to deal with this. And I should have weapons. Yeah, I've got 548 Springfields. So I can create another infantry brigade of 520 men. And this is not as crazy as it sounds, which you'll see why in a minute, because what I'm going to do and those guys are good too. But not quite good enough to get their extra point. To get their star. Give those guys ammo. These guys stamina. And now, swap Walton for Loomis. And what I'm going to do is just combine these guys into a single brigade. That uses all of my men, leaves me with 8,000 bucks. So 7,000. Once I get these guys back up to oh, and I can't make it 520 men because I need to get woods. I'm probably wasting my time here, honestly. But yeah, it's this disband. Actually, I wouldn't need to buy those extra rifles. Hold on. Because Loomis has Springfields. So if I disband Loomis and Scales, and then buy what's needed here, yeah, that's only 5,000. We recreate Loomis using Palmettos. We recreate Scales. We give Woods the men he needs. Create the 496 man brigade that's required. Oh, I need a minimum of 500 men. Curses! Okay, so maybe we don't buy the Springfields. We've got a few bucks left. Maybe we pad the rest of these guys into Walton or Loomis. They're not bad recruits at this point, so we actually might be able to get away with doing rookies. And not hurting him too badly. Yeah, that actually works out really well, and that gives me a almost 1,100 man unit armed with Lorenzes. Okay. So, the absurd things you can do in camp to try to make yourself slightly stronger. Oh boy. Yeah, and since we've only got 6 here, we'll move more down. We'll do our even divisions. We'll get the point of AO next time, and 2,000 supplies. All right, renaming. You guys are now First Division, and I've decided to adopt a simplified naming scheme using sequential divisions. So all of First Corps would be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th Division. 2 Corps would be 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and then just keep going on that. That way it can it makes them easier to tell apart on the battlefield. I don't know if I've ever explained my Grenadier division, although it should be fairly obvious. The Grenadiers all have short range, high damage, high melee weapons. You can see these guys do damage 18, effective range is 250, fire rate's 40, accuracy is low, melee is 88. The Lorenzes, I've actually used Lorenzes in Grenadier units before because of their high melee rating, but I consider them rifles at the moment compared to everything else. You can see the Palmettos are actually the best melee rifle weapon you can get, aside from the Farmers, which I think are 94. And since the Palmettos are significantly better weapons than the Farmers, the Palmettos are the lowest, are the optimal weapon for my Grenadier units. Okay, 6 brigades, few supplies, 0 men, $0. This is what we're going into distress call with.